What is up there, everybody? Dysfunctional Family. Happy Saturday to you all. And as always, we got a good panel. We got Spike Vapes. We got Nate, the Vaping Rider. And we got Vaping Joe M. So first off, how's everybody on the panel doing? How's your all Saturday going?
Pretty good. Slow, quiet.
So as always, start of this show, what we are vaping on and what we are drinking. So I'm going to let Vaping Joe M start off, and then he'll pass it on to somebody else.
Bonds and McMud. Got some strawberry Gorilla custard. My Dreamer with the twisted messes on it. And got some Cinnabon $5 each in there. And my Arctic Dolphin with the rune on top. And I got Max Fish in that. Take it away, Spike.
Okay, today, that's upside down. V-God Pro Mac Drop RDA. Got Mitch Green's Aliens in there. On that is some Dinner Lady Strawberry Custard. RX 200 Dark Horse RDA. Unfortunately, I don't have any Mitch's coils in there yet. I got some raw softs from Great Canadian Fog in there.
Hold on, Spike.
Yeah.
We're not live. It still says waiting for Monster Man Vapes.
We should be live. Stop. I'm seeing we're live.
I've got it on YouTube and it says waiting for Monster Man Vapes.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too.
Oh, wait a minute. Something must have gotten screwed up. I'm live, but it's not. That stream, for some reason, is not wanting to go with the stream. So it's a completely different. I gotta get that fixed.
Something else.
Yeah, renting with the family continued. Yeah, I gotta get that fixed eventually. I will though. So yeah, we are live. Just to clarify. So oh, it's no big deal.
So we are live.
Yeah, we are live.
Okay.
So continue on, Spike.
iJoy Captain, Kylan V2, got some Mitch Greens in there. I've got some Lemon Fizz from Dinner Lady in there. Of course, got some MTL action going on. I got some Cherry Salt Mix from Great Canadian Fog. And yeah, that's it for vaping. And then got some Freedom 35 Trailer Park Boys beer. You guys can get it in your area. I highly recommend it. And yeah, that's it for me. What are you vaping on, Nate?
Currently I'm still wicking. Currently nothing. I'm also currently drinking nothing
right now.
Yes, but I will be vaping. I don't have it in here. I haven't decided if I'm going to try to vape on that My Sweet Dragon or if I'm going to go start with my 3. I don't think I can vape a 6 on this.
So what device are you currently wicking to vape?
Titan.
Okay, you got the model. What's the RDA you're wicking?
I am also building a drop. If it's a bunch of letters in front of it or not, but 24 millimeters, and I'm using Watufu Juggernaut wires, 6 wraps.
Wait. Watufu?
Watufu, whatever. I can't freaking talk worth of crap.
Watofu.
Hey, I've heard some people brutalize it even worse than that.
I'm gonna say Watofu's Chinese, not African.
Well, I'm American. I don't speak Chinese.
It's like what part of Africa are you from? Watufu.
Oh, shit.
But I won't be on here very long because we gotta go run over and visit or my buddy's parents.
Alright, so what am I vaping on? Well, okay. Loosen up here. Kicking it a little bit old school. Twisted Messes V1 on top of the IPV 3LI. Got some Possum Trot, Yellowberry Road in that. Also with Yellowberry Road is the Vupu X217 with the Womanizer Plus on top. And then I got the Lassimo F4 with the Bolt RTA on top of that. And as always, I got the Big Daddy, my Riots box mod with the Mason 40 on top. And the Bulk and the Mason both have My Sweet Dragon in it. So, now that we got the setups out of the way, let's address some of the people in chat who are currently watching. We got Truckin' Vapes, what's up, buddy? And we got Vapin' Joe M in chat. But alright, so there's a bit of an issue with YouTube and my stream and Streamlabs connecting and keeping the title. So that's why the title's a little bit different. I will get that fixed eventually. But in reality, the title that was originally on the reminder called We Are a Community, it's time we started acting like it. And that's because I've seen over this past few weeks some very, I don't know what you would call it, some very rude regards to certain people in this community. As far as, because here's the, and we all know this, everybody has a different style of vaping. Whether it be with a pod or another type of mouth-to-lung device, starter kits to the more advanced stuff. But, you know, there are people in this community who think they're better than everybody else just because they vape on the higher-end stuff. I'm not saying I'm not giving out names, but there are people out there. Would you agree?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
go ahead, Spike.
I personally think, I mean, no matter where you are, Canada, the States, even Australia, wherever in the world, you're going to find someone like that. There's going to be that person everywhere. You know what I mean?
Right. And the thing about me is, yeah, I have my style of vaping. You know, usually I'm at the 200 watt, 250 watt mark, chucking out clouds and vaping vapor so hot that you get your nit fixed, so you can open up your pores at the same time. But that's just my style. That's what I like. I like that intense amount of heat. Which, by the way, for anybody who subscribed to Jared Vaping, go watch his Colorado review. That shit is funny. He tried to pull me and couldn't quite do it. But then you got someone here like Joe who likes mechs and.
Yep. I love my mech mods.
And then you got Nate, the vaping rider here, who most of the time was vaping on, you know, sub-ohm tanks and normal, traditional dual battery mods. Someone like Spike, who kind of is a mixture of all. He's a mixture of all the worlds. He's like he said, showed his setups. He's got a pod, he's got a mech mod, then he's got a dual battery mod with a RTA on top, running at 130 some watts.
That's your fault.
Hey, I always say, do
I
as I
promise
say,
he's
not as I
happy
do.
to take the blame.
But the one thing that aggravates me is the fact that when you hear the term community, usually a real community is where all the people come together to help out the people in the community, help each other out. And that's how I run this channel. That's how I run my Facebook group. You know, the people that come to this channel or come into my Facebook group, there's people there to help you. Like a great philosophy is that I run by is the only dumb questions are the ones that aren't asked. And like all the questions, like for example, Nate here, he asked me a bunch of questions about certain RDA, certain types of coils, whether all the way down to the kind of wire that's used for coil building. I don't really care what kind of the questions he asked. They can sound the most stupid to some people, but to me, a dumb question is only the ones that's not being asked.
Exactly.
And I just hate it when I go to a group, I see someone ask a legitimate question, and then they get hounded for it. That person is trying to find help, trying to get a better understanding of something. And granted, eventually somebody will see that post and they do comment to try to help them. But before then, you get a bunch of comments of basically just scrutinizing or, basically just barking away like a bunch of rabid dogs. It just kind of grinds your gears, doesn't it?
Yep.
Well, but you got to look at it this way, though. There's going to be that in any community you go to. The best thing is, is to find them people that actually do want to help and stick with them. Like when I started my channel, the two I actually went to was Trucking Babes and Jared the Vaping Mill to get advice on. And I still do. Because them are the ones that are actually there to help somebody, and be brutally honest if they need to be. And that's what it's about. But you're always going to have them ones that think they're better than everybody, and it's back to life. You're going to have that no matter where you're at. In any community, you've got that same echelon. So.
Because let me tell you something. I don't care how much you pay. I don't care if your setup is worth $5. I don't care if your setup is worth $500, $5,000. I do not care. If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit. I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, I mentioned about how much the Stabwood mod costs. Yeah, that's definitely up there in price. But that's the first ever device I ever bought that high. Most of my setups run anywhere between $60 to $80.
Yeah, but that's also depending on who you ask. Some people $500 still isn't high end.
Right.
To me, that's like way up there past what anything else spend on a mod anytime soon.
Well, to us normal people, $500 is high end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But oh shit, I forgot what I was going to say. Thanks a lot, Nate.
And the thing is, though,
My bad.
a $500 mod and an $80 mod, what's the problem if they both hit the same, if they're both going to do the same damn thing, what who's it to say, which one's better?
Exactly, and I'm a firm believer, if you give me a $25 RDA, I can guarantee you I can probably get a good $100 vape out of it. Because what makes it, and let's be honest, RDAs, I think we've kind of reached the peak as far as innovation for an RDA. But what puts out good flavor in RDA, and many people have said this, it depends on the coils, the wicks, and the placement of airflow.
Yeah.
And so, excuse me. And when you give me I've also let everybody in chat know I've kind of suffered a little bit of heat exhaustion last night, so I'm not 100% quite yet. So if I start mumbling, I do apologize.
It was hot.
Yeah, it was fucking hot. I'm still feeling it. But and I'm not bashing the high-end products. I'm not. I'm still a firm believer, you get what you like. If you can afford it, get it. It's not the products that I hate. It's the people that buy these high-end and think they're better than everybody else. Like what Joe said.
Yeah. And I mean, like me, like, I don't think I have like the highest end products. I mean, like whether you're vaping, like what I was saying to you earlier, Monster Man, before the show, whether you're vaping on, you know, a little breeze pod or you're vaping on something big and monstrosity like yours, it doesn't matter. It what matters is you're not smoking the cigarettes, and you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Well, and it's like Jay Money just said. He just spent $31 on a mod.
Yeah.
You know.
And if it works, it works.
You know, I mean, the problem is with high end, you get this. It's more for like the status.
Yeah.
You know, I buy high end stuff. I don't see the difference if a $30 RDA is going to do the same thing that a $230 RDA is going to do. Okay, you're just buying that for the name and the status of, you know, look at me, I can afford $230 RDA to put on top of my $25 mod.
Definitely.
Yep.
I loved how Batman, he was talking about this one time, and I loved the way he explained it. He showed 2 Centurions. One was the normal stainless steel rendition, and the other one was the higher end one, which was made out of Damascus. He said, "What's the difference?" I blew a big fucking cloud, that's about it. Because, and there have been a couple of occasions where I would go to my local shop, and there are a few high-end folks in my town. As podunk country as my town is, there are a couple little high-end snobs out over here. Like one time, this one guy came in. I can't remember what setup he was. It was some like Italian or some. It was some kind of weird unknown company. But the mod, he said the mod was worth like $800, and the RDA was worth $300. I'm like, okay, here's my $120 setup, but it could probably outdo yours. So I challenged him to a bit of a build competition to see who can actually get the better flavor out of the setups. Who won? Me. But Hardcore for Life, my #1 fan. How you doing, bud? Welcome to the show. That guy right there, Hardcore for Life. He's one hell of a guy. As much support as he's given me. But you all see where I'm coming from with this, right?
Absolutely.
It would be a little bit better for this community if we all just at least tried to actually be a community.
Yep. And I mean, like, I know some people, like, they get just as much satisfaction from the vaping off a little pod system as I do off of this. You know what I mean? You vape what suits you. I know some people, they absolutely hate direct lung vaping. They're strictly mouth to lung, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, just because someone has a high-end mod doesn't mean, you know, they're better than someone that vapes on only pods or whatever.
When I see someone with a high-end mod or what's classified as high-end, the only thing I see there is the only difference between you and I is your pockets are deeper.
Well,
Yeah.
and, I mean, that's really what it comes down to, is your pocketbook. You know, if you can afford that and you want to spend that much money on that, more power to you. That's your pocketbook, your money. What you do with it is what you do with it.
Right, but that ego sometimes gets out of hand.
Well, yeah, and you know, I mean, there's several Facebook groups that you could go to that, you know, if you go in there and ask a question, they're gonna rip you from one end to the other for asking the damn question. But you live and you learn. You know, you figure, okay, well, I asked a serious question in this group and I got ripped to shreds on it, so to hell with this group, I'll find another one to go to. And that's kind of the nice thing, because I mean, there's between YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, there's always, you can always find somebody that is going to take their time and help you out and answer the questions that you have, and not degrade you for the question that you're asking.
And that's what my group's all about. Which, after the show, folks, I will put a link to the Facebook group in the description, in the comment section after the video. This stream has ended. So after the show, feel free to hit that join button, and either me or TKAT will get you in. Just read the rules, and that's all I ask. Just read the rules, and they're simple rules.
It's just like, okay, you got Jay Hayes, and I don't care. I'll say so. He spends quite a bit of money on vape stuff. I mean, hell, he just did a review on a $4,000 mod not too long ago that he bought.
Battery too.
$4,000 to go buy a motorcycle for that.
If you go into like this group Wicks and Coils and you ask a question, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get shredded.
That happened to me about a week ago, because I posted a picture of him with the screen on. Now, granted, I don't know if you can see it on there, but that's a .28 build. The rule is you can't post a build any lower than a .2. Well, I'm at .28, so I am following that rule.
Yeah.
But I still got hounded because I had the son of a bitch at 400 watts.
And see, and then you've got groups like, okay, you've got the Vapor Cave, which is your group, your Facebook group. You got Truckin's Vape Stop. There's always people in there asking questions or coming into either your Zoom room or, Truckin' Zoom room, asking questions, and they're getting answers that they need. They're not getting put down, because them groups are more for the entire vape community than just
For the people.
ones. Yeah. Rather than the ones that are spending, thousands of dollars and shit on mods and grippers and everything else.
As Hardcore for Life says, and I have a smoke Nord.
Hell, last night, me, Spike, and a couple other people sat in Truckin's room talking and helping out a fellow vapor with some questions that he had for his wife, about the way his wife vapes and shit.
Yep.
We sat in there for a couple hours talking.
We were in there till 3 o'clock in the morning here.
Yeah. But that's the type of community that a lot of it is. You just have, just like any other thing, you just have the higher ups, or the ones that think they're better than everybody else. You've got them and everyone, so
Right.
You fit in.
And I just feel like that somebody has to stand up and at least say something. And if no one was going to do it, fuck it. The Moss Man is going to do it. I'll crawl out of my volcano, crawl out of my cave, and stand up for people.
And the thing is, that just shows the type of person you are. By you saying it, is it going to change anything? Probably not. But if somebody sees this and they have, questions, they know that they can come to, you, me, Truckin', Spike, Jared, come to any of of us and ask questions and know that they'll get a truthful answer.
Yeah.
Get their their asshole turned down. So.
And like what I tell people all the time, that show an interest in wanting to start vaping or already are into vaping, but just maybe not know quite as much as I do. I always tell them, you know what? If you ever have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to ask me. I will take the time and sit down and explain everything to you in nitty gritty little boring details if you want.
Right? We all didn't learn this like that.
Yep.
Yeah, we can't learn this all on the fly.
Exactly. And I mean, like what I've learned over the years of vaping, I want to share that with as many people that show an interest. If I can convince another person, like there's been a lot that I've gotten off the cigarettes and on the vaping, but every single one that's successful, it makes me feel good. It's like, hey, I did something good. Got someone off cigarettes. I got him on vaping.
It's like a couple months ago, that whole thing with Kelly Kell. People in this community were hounding on her, ripping her apart, limb from limb, getting fucked 3 ways from Sunday. What did I do? I went live that morning. Not even 10 minutes after she did her video. And I said something. Because I love this business, I love this industry, I love the community that I'm in, and I hate it when there are people that want to, like Joe said, rip people apart because they're doing a different style. They have different opinions.
Yeah.
Thanks me and Joe. Me and Joe are reviewers. Me and him have different opinions. But we do not bash each other for having a different opinion.
No, we accept each other's opinions, and everybody has their own opinion. Now, if you're not going to, it's like Jared says, that's your opinion. If we can sit and talk about it like adults, good. But if you're going to be just a rude ass about it, and I'm going to move on. It's your opinion. Have fun.
And that's the whole idea behind being a reviewer. You're posting your opinion. You're giving your opinion out there with the chance that your opinion can actually make a difference, whether it be a small difference or a huge difference when it comes to somebody buying a certain product.
Yep.
I always tell people when they say, "Hey, what reviews should I watch? Who makes good reviews?" Well, it's not. I really don't. Before I even became a reviewer and I was watching reviews religiously, looking for products, I didn't just watch one review on a product. I actually watched upwards of almost every, like when the Drop RDA came out. I watched basically everybody's review on the Drop.
Yep.
And there were some that liked it, and there were some that didn't like it. I found out I didn't really like it only because of the airflow.
You don't like the airflow on this?
There's something. It's the way I don't like it how it's closed off. How when you close it down, it goes lower, farther away from the coils. That's the only reason why I don't like it.
Right.
Which is the reason why I like the Drop Dead. Because when people tell me, well, you don't like the Dead Rabbit, but you don't like the Drop, but you like the Drop Dead, so why do you like the Drop Dead? Well, because I've always said I did not like the build deck on the Dead Rabbit, but I liked the airflow. I liked the build deck on the Drop, but I didn't like the airflow. So you have the best of both worlds, the Dead Rabbit airflow with the Drop build deck.
Yeah. And I mean, in my opinion, that's totally subjective. Like, I mean, you may not like the Drop. Me personally, I love it. It's been my daily banger for well over a year now.
I mean, I got mine at wide open. A wide open airflow, I think it's smooth at wide open.
And I mean, like mine, I always have mine wide open.
And that's the whole thing. I mean, when you're doing a review, I don't care if it's, devices more like what Matt does, or if it's juices more like what, because I do a lot of juice reviews. It's my opinion. It's my taste. It's it's what my take on it.
Yeah. You're telling everybody what you think of it.
It's your opinion and your experience.
And if you take it and you take, if it sounds good to you or it sounds something like you want, then hell, go get it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use an example, and I hope you don't mind, Spike, but last night, Spike found something out last night. Me and him are both ex-meth users. And he found something out last night because I will every once in a while, I'll get like this shit on my lips that just reminds me of smoking meth. And I said that last night, and Spike's like, you too? He's like, I never, I get that. He says, but I never say nothing about it because, too many people would say, oh, well, you're just jonesing for it, and you want it back, and blah, blah, blah. And it's not that. It's just that, it reminds us of it.
Yep. Like, it's like, hey, oh, it's there. Okay, moving on.
Have yourself a cup of tea and move on.
Yeah, it's nothing that, but, like Spike said, if you say it to the right, to the wrong person, they're going to tear you to shreds.
Yep.
Because they don't fucking, one, they've never went down that road in their life, or, two, they just want to hound you and be an ass about it. And it's not that at all. It's just, look, vaping's got you quit smoking, and, in some instances, it makes you think about your past, and, like me and Spike's instance, makes us look back on what we were and what we was doing to where we are now, and what we accomplished through vaping. The way it should be.
Exactly. You kind of did break up a little bit there, but I understood what you were saying.
Yeah.
When you're hearing Zoom enough and people are having connection issues, you kind of get it. You kind of learn. It's like learning a whole new language.
It's like the whole Zoom language.
Right. Or in Kimmy's case, it'd be ham radio. Love you, Kimmy. Oh, Lord. Let's see what some people in chat are saying.
Hey, I got
last thing I read was that the drop was still the best, or one of the best RDAs that you can still get.
And I'm not saying the drop is a bad RDA.
I don't know. I've had to turn mine down a little bit because I keep for how short grip tip is, or whatever you want to call it. But I keep going down and burning my freaking lips.
Speaking of the drop, though, anybody remember when Grim Green did the review on the drop? When he said that it was a good RDA, but if he would go out and buy it, he said no. Oh, the controversy behind that son of a bitch was fucking outrageous.
There you go. J Money put, some people live on a fixed income and just get enjoyment out of what they can afford. Why bash someone for what they have?
Right. Exactly.
I have a $40 a month vape budget. That's it. The rest of my money goes to bills, rent, shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just blew like 4 months of that or more in the last 2 days. But I won't be buying anything for probably another 2 or 3 months because I just bought that one RDA was about, I think it was 70. But Matt, did you ever find out if it came out last year? I think it came out, or did you ever?
Oh, the Valhalla.
Yeah.
I think it's been out for about a year. When I got home from work, I looked at reviews, and the earliest I could see was Around the start of fall of 18. So
Yeah, wasn't like August or October?
somewhere around that range. Which, by the way, though, a little off topic here, but mentioning, folks, I'm up to 268 subscribers, so I'm 32 away from the big 300, which I will be doing a chance to score a care package, because you can't call them giveaway. So I'm gonna call mine care package. So I'm gonna start working on that, and when I get up to 300 subs, I'll, whether it be on a Dysfunctional Family show or a separate stream by myself, is when I'll be doing to start up the contest for winners, or for a winner actually. So if anybody has an idea of what to throw in, you don't have to send me anything. Just give me suggestions on devices, and I would basically put them into. I would buy them myself and put them into the care package.
I don't know. In all honesty, I would do like basically just do kind of like a kit. Just do like one of your either like a 24 or 30 millimeter RDA. Whether you put pre-built coils in it or not is up to you. And then I would do like a juice, like a juice you vape on all the time.
Well, what I was thinking was like do a couple of like starter kits, and then throw in an actual like more advanced level mod with a sub-ohm tank, an RDA, some batteries for the devices.
Yeah, I gotta get some more.
And then I might, and more than likely, I'm going to throw in some Vapaholics Anonymous alien coils or something around those guidelines. Which, by the way, folks, like I said again, Island Vapes Distribution, Vapaholics Anonymous, coupon code MonsterMan for 20% off. Mitch makes some killer coils.
Yes, he does.
I mean, I got him in the bulk right now at 140 watts, and I mean, let's listen to the crackle. Crackling with flavor. That's all I'm going to say.
I can second that.
Hang on, let me second that. Mitch's dual core fuse Clapton N90s in here. Running 0.08 ohms at 140 watts.
I got some custom made aliens from him. They are, instead of his usual 28 gauge cores, I asked him to use 26, 6 wraps, 0.11 at 140. I gotta say though, with this bulk, after the goat himself helped me teach me how to actually truly wick this, I'm actually enjoying it a lot better. Or
I thought it was pretty good. Other than I can't vape your 6 milligram nicotine.
You see, folks, Nate the Rider here, he he tries to hit my stuff, even though he knows I vape a 6 and he vapes a 3. And so he'll hit it and almost cough, and yet it's like we'll be hanging out. I'll be hanging out at his house. We'll be sitting on the couch watching a movie or something. I'll have my device sitting on the couch right next to me. He'll literally reach over, grab it, take a hit off it, and then cough. It's like, dude, you know I vape a 6. Why do you torture yourself like that?
I can vape that 6 in this.
Because you're vaping at a lower wattage, that's why.
Yeah, I was vaping around, I think, 90, 93, somewhere, or 90, 95, somewhere in there.
Yeah, 6 Nick at 90 compared to a 6 Nick at 140, 150. Big difference.
It's like right now I'm vaping about 95 or 94.
I mean, 6 Nick, even and some 6s, I will admit, at that high of a wattage, does have a bit of a punch.
Oh yeah.
But that's what, again, that falls down to what your style is. I love that burn. I love that punch in the back of the throat.
Some people like warm vapes. Some people like cool vapes.
I like mine hot.
Yeah, well, you're Monster Man. Of course, you got to go big or go home.
I like to feel like Godzilla.
Yeah, I like my hot, but I also like, where is this? Now, this is actually my so far my favorite menthol vape, just because like it doesn't really have a taste. It's literally like just cooling.
Well, that's because they found the proper amount of menthol to put in.
Then I got one I'm gonna do a review on some here probably tomorrow or Monday. I'm not gonna really talk about right now, so I won't ruin the review.
I will be honest though, vaping this IPv3 Li with this TMV1 on this Yellowberry Road, this is where I started. This is where the monster started.
Like I started on a little pin with those disposable tanks.
And you know how most people, when they build up their, let's just call it ranking, when they go up in rank for vaping style, like, you know, like higher wattages and all that, what do you think's probably where most people start? You know, 50, 60 watts?
Yeah, around there.
When I started vaping, I started on an old Kanger K-box and with the matching tank, and I remember I started at a 17-watt vape.
I think most people anymore are starting on almost like pods.
Yeah.
I started at like 75 watts, but then literally 2 months later, I jumped all the way up to 150.
I can't tell you what wattage I started on because when I actually went to I got off of the little disposables, I went to a basically mech single battery mod, so whatever the battery put out was whenever I was vaping.
My first setup was the Aspire CF Sobone battery 2, little rechargeable stick.
Hold on, be right back.
A little rechargeable stick, and then it was, I believe, the Atlantis V1. So that was running about 60 watts, give or take.
Nice.
And it's set. And here's how I literally, when I went to the shop, I told the guy, it's good, it's giving me the satisfaction, but I'm still kind of looking for a little bit something a little bit warmer. Well, then he talked about box mods and rebuildables. I'm like, and of course, when you're a new vapor like I was back at that time, you're like, rebuildables, what? What was y'all's reaction when you first heard about rebuildables?
I started on an IPv-D3, which is an 80-watt mod with the smoke baby beast, and I did that for like 6 months, and then I got into rebuildables and then onto my mech mods and stuff like that. So
my first rebuildable was, again, my Kanger mod with a Tsunami RDA. The originals, the OG Tsunami. That was my first rebuildable.
That was a good RDA.
Yeah.
But it was so easy to flood that dripper, though.
Oh, I know, right? I know. The first time I went, and it pissed all out the airflow.
Yeah, you were boiling the liquid at that point.
Oh yeah. But what's everybody in chat vaping on tonight?
Yeah.
Haven't asked that yet. What's up, Juan?
Hardcore from. Oh, never mind. We got
Alright, so I couldn't.
What's up, buddy?
I could not find my actual mech mod. I must have either gave it away or threw it away. This is actually the first. I don't even know what it's called. This is actually the first tank or dual battery or dual coil tank RDA I ever had, and literally this hole right here
Did you
was
just
the size of a needle.
Tank?
Whatever. I'm being mumble.
Just call it a dripper.
Yeah, whatever, dripper. You got me started getting confused between calling an RDA and a dripper because I always call them drippers. Now I'm trying to be technically correct.
Dude, trust me, the people that I have strapped in my channel, they know what a dripper is.
There. One of those things still has coils in it. If I can get it off. Hey, it does. I don't know how well you can see that. That's what I use. That's literally coils I built forever ago and they're still in this.
Yeah, if you're gonna use that anytime soon, rebuild that son of a bitch.
It has to be, dude. This is back when they had them little bitty holes to where you basically, if I ran this, if I did this dripper, I would have to go buy straight wire because you ain't fitting fuse clappings in this.
Yeah, I got a couple out of RTA, single coil RTAs like that.
And then,
But like Spike was saying though, what's everybody in chat vaping on? Feel free to chat it up in there, folks.
now I gotta find my other one. And then,
I need to buy me a second screen though, so I can pull up chat like right here, so I can just look right here instead of looking down at my phone.
well, yeah, Monster. Now I kind of feel retarded that I needed an RDA to do these, and I had them. But and then this one's called the.
I will say though, RDAs have gotten a lot better though since 15, since around.
Oh, absolutely.
The time that was released.
I think this was like when I was building these, I had to use like 24 gauge wire because the holes that they put in them were so small. You can.
Because drippers back then were the biggest you could find was like what 22.
Yeah.
And now we've gone all the way up to. Hang on. We went from 22 to 52. And the only reason why I'm not vaping the car right now is because I need to rebuild it.
Gotta put some.
Maybe I should have taken this off. Now I can't get it back on. Yeah,
most people are running between 24s and 30s on everything anymore. So
I've got a couple 22s kicking here.
Let's see. I do
I
have.
got one too. The Twisted Message B1. That's 22 minutes.
Yep.
Hey, I even got a 22 mil 18350 mech mod here.
I will say that the one thing I don't miss about vaping on a 22 millimeter, using this, I have to drip like every 2-3 hits.
Right. That's part of why I got out of it. Because I drove so much, and when I drove from back then, I lived in Indy. So when I drove, a 7-hour drive, that's a lot of dripping while driving.
Don't drip and drive, folks. Just like they say, don't drink and drive, don't drip and drive.
That's how I got into squonking, so I'd eliminate the dripping while I'm driving.
I tried again to squonking. I tried. I really did, but it's just not my speed.
It's subjective.
Go ahead.
I got my daughter the BTFC because it's got such a deep juice well that she could some bitch up before she left for work, and she wouldn't have to drip the entire time, from home to work. So
yeah, the BTFC is good RDA.
But
I like the bulk better because a little bit bigger build deck.
The two of my other friends that vape, that's what they use. They use Squonks. I just started getting into 4 battery mods, so and that's when I was quitting smoking, which I'm still doing again. So I was going through this. I would drain it in a day.
Although I will say though, that 2.4 is one powerful little son of a bitch. I'm the one that found that out. Has like a 12 volt cutoff, which is outrageous.
Same as the F4 has a 12 volt cutoff too, doesn't it?
The F4? I don't know. I haven't taken it up that high yet.
Oh, we got some people saying what they're vaping on.
We got
Hardcore for Life is vaping on the Aegis Legend with the Falcon tank. His juice is Johnny Cream Puff Strawberry. Jeff L is vaping on the Lost Vape Drone with the Rebirth. and got an OBS Cube with the Wasp Nano.
Nice.
Nice.
Since we have some people on here that are kind of on a budget, I get my juice at BOGO E-Juice. I like them because you get basically you buy one bottle and they give you another one for free. So if you can find juices you like on there, I got a couple coming that I'm going to try. But if you can find the juice that you use on there, that's where I get my stuff.
And surprising though, like for budget vapors, gotta be honest though, Artist Liquids, who I love that company, I love their juices. They're actually pretty reasonably priced for a 120. Although I
haven't looked in yet.
I am a little ticked off at them though, because the last time I ordered 960 mils, I think I was going to get only 8 120s. 8 120s is all I thought I was going to get. Not too big, not too many bottles, right? Well, the order came in. I opened up the bag, which looked a little bit bigger than usual, and there was 16 60s in there.
I mean, I guess it's better than whenever I used to order from Vape Wild and they'd sit everything in a 30 ml bottle.
Well, you got a lot of juice companies going to the 60 ml bottles and just giving 2 for the 120 ml.
Like, I swear, when I opened up that bag, I thought I was going to have to be like Burt Gummer wearing a cartridge belt across my chest holding all the bottles. It's like, time to reload. What should I get? Oh, Christ. But, so does anybody have big plans for 4th of July weekend? Or 4th of July?
Nope, just gonna sit here with the family. Probably do a cookout or something, but other than that, nope.
Well, Spike knows where I'm going to be.
Yeah, you're gonna be up here with me drinking some wicked beer, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just get the neck loosened up, though, because you might have to look up at me.
I don't know. I'm probably going to go ride because my old lady works on the 4th.
Oh, motorcycles. That's another passion of mine, is motorcycles.
So, Monster Man, I got a question for you. You bringing your side-by-side up?
Nah, it'd be too much of a hassle to get that son of a bitch up there.
I tried.
Well, because here's the problem. That thing, the side-by-side weighs roughly about 1,400 pounds. 1,300 to 1,400.
Yeah.
Even though it's not heavy, it's still not light as far as a off-road vehicle.
Well, it's still going to burn a lot more gas coming up here. Like, you have a long trip up here.
I'll tell you one thing that's weird, though. Y'all's gas burns quicker than ours. That's one thing me and
They probably have more ethanol
Salad
in their
have
gas.
noticed. That's the thing that me and Salad have noticed. When we go up, when we fill up in Michigan to cross the border and have gas for the weekend that we're up there,
Yeah.
we fill up with at one of y'all's gas stations, and we'll burn it through like twice as quick.
Do they have higher ethanol in their gas?
That I don't know.
What's your ethanol levels down there on your
I think it's
pulse?
like 10 or 15.
It's like 8 to
Unless
10.
you get-
It's 8 to 10 somewhere in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to say maybe that's what ours is. I don't know. I'll be honest, it's been a while since I've been at a pump.
Unless you get E85, but that stuff, yeah, it costs half the price of gas if you burn it twice as fast.
The only pro to running on E85 is it burns cleaner.
Yeah.
Well, there's that, and then if you're building like a high rod, a lot of people will tune E85 because it has the higher octane.
Yeah.
Have you seen the prices for race fuel, like what NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula One drivers run on? Have you seen the price?
I know what my race fuel costs. $12 a gallon.
Well, I was watching a NASCAR documentary. It was about the evolution of the sport, And they said that nowadays a gallon of their Sunoco race fuel, you're looking at roughly $50 to almost $100 a gallon.
I can believe it.
Monster Jeff L wants to know what your side by side is.
My side-by-side is a 2016 Polaris Razor 900S. 4x4.
Yeah, you can bring that thing out here so I can kick your butt on my 450.
I beat Tyler on his.
Yeah, but you guys were racing the long run. I'm talking about drag race. I don't do that long stuff. I like my motor in one piece.
Oh, so you like to finish quick. You walked right through that door.
Yeah.
That's all right. Hey, sometimes as long as you get off, you're good, man. Sometimes you gotta be greedy like that.
Not waste too much energy.
Or go around two, whichever.
Oh, Christ on a bike. Oh, fuck.
So, Monster Man, what do you got coming up for review? Well, actually, Monster Man and Joe. Now, since you're here too.
I'll let Joe go first.
Well, I've got something coming either Monday or Tuesday, and it's going to be a new sponsor for my channel. But I'm not saying nothing until I get it in my hand. But it's going to be a new sponsor for the channel on juices. So
Nice. Congratulations, man. I hope it goes well for you.
it will. I've already done some reviews on their stuff, but just recently, contact them about being sponsored and stuff. So I'll be getting my first line. Should be Monday or Tuesday. So
Nice. So make sure you all stay tuned to Vaping Joe M's channel for that.
And hey, Joe, go ahead and put a link to your channel in the chat if you want to.
I will.
But what do I have coming up for review? I know of two at least. Now, a little funny thing to tell you. When I did the review on the Lacimo, there's a reason why I showed two in the video. Because the blue one that I was using, I accidentally threw away the packaging while trying to clean up my area, my area a little bit. And so I bought another one just so I had the packaging to show in the video. And unfortunately, the same thing has happened to the X217. I've accidentally threw away a bunch of the packaging, so I'm going to run to the shop, grab another one, and then I'm going to do the review on the X217 finally, and then after that is going to be the Voltro V2, the big 41mm that's made to compete with the Titan. And by the way, folks, after I do the Voltro review, I'm going to be doing a live stream putting the Voltro up against the Titan to see who is the true king of the mega tanks.
Hey, can I add something on that, if I may?
The Mason 40?
No. Along with your whole versus video, to see which one's better. Everyone in chat, I want to see you guys commenting down in the comments to see which one you think will win.
The Voltro 41 and then the Titan 41. Now, I've already spoken to Jared the Vaping Goat about the idea. He's already placed his bets.
I'm going with Titan.
Yeah, me too.
Now, okay, to tell you guys the truth, I do feel I know which one will win, but I'm going to go into that stream completely neutral, look at the tanks. I'm going to take them apart on the stream, show all the ins and outs, just like I would on a normal review, just to see, basically from category, from build quality to versatility of the build deck, ease of build, ease of wicking, juice capacity, airflow, flavor, and cloud production. So both tanks will have the same build, for the same resistance, run at the same power, while trying to maintain the same amount of airflow. So I'm going to really go nitty gritty real nitpicky on the stream, so that way I can give out a full, honest comparison and to find out which one is truly better. I'm going to show it all the way down to the fucking drip tip. I ain't kidding you. I'm going to take them apart from top to bottom, inside and out, to see what is truly the better one. And I've used both of them religiously for quite some time now. Of course, you all know about me and my Titan. I've used that thing how many times in a video?
I don't think you'll ever get rid of that.
I'm thinking about buying more. What are you talking about?
Do it.
Let me tell you.
You can make mods.
Add an addition on top of this.
I got 2 Titan mods, so I'm gonna have the Titan tank will be on one, the Voltro's gonna be on the other.
Nice.
Actually, no.
Hey, Monster, also read on that Valhalla. It's actually the RDA that was made for your
Hammer of God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so was basically the Asgard too. The Asgard was basically made for the Hammer of God as well. No, wait, no, scratch that. The Asgard was made for the Stormbreaker. I want to get that Stormbreaker, but at the same time, I not too long ago I spent $500 on a mod. I don't think I can spend another $250. But that falls back down to what we were saying earlier about, enjoying what we like.
Yep. Vape what you like, vape what you can afford.
And plus, I like power, and a parallel is probably not going to cut it. Now, if you gave me a triple series 21700 Stormbreaker, it'd be a whole different ball game. Oh man, this show's going pretty good so far.
I was just thinking the same thing myself.
We gone for about an hour strong. We can probably crank in another. We can crank in a little bit more. I can't be on too. We can't run too late though because I have to go to a swap meet at my local shop here and look for a couple hours.
You hang out more in that vape shop than anywhere else.
Because that's like home for me.
Right? Right?
And plus, not to toot my own horn, but I think at my shop here in my town, I'm now the gatekeeper. Like, if you want to get into the inner circle of the shop, you have to get through me, basically. Because I'm the only vapor in because my shop is actually more of like a chain. There's 3 locations, and they have their own Facebook group and everything. And I'm the only one that vapes above 100 watts. So,
in the shop?
In the shop's Facebook group.
Wow.
3 shops. There's about 350 members in the shop's Facebook group, and I'm like the only one that vapes above 100 on the regular. Like I can be sitting at the shop. I can be sitting at the counter talking to the owners or one of the employees, and this guy will just be sitting on the table, not thinking too much of it. And all of a sudden, I hear somebody going, "What is that?" I go to turn around, and some dude, his eyeballs are about as big as the Mason 40, staring at this son of a bitch. And I'll tell him what it is. I mean, it's just a custom-made stab wood mod with a 4S lipo and a DNA 250C chip. What are you running it at? 250? Who needs 250 watts? I do.
Hey, Monster Man, you come up here, you got that thing in your hand, you'll get some good looks.
Oh, I'm going to go to the Vaporette there in Cambridge, and here's my plan. Walk in there and try to keep this out of sight. Walk around with my hand down, kind of like to my back a little bit, just like I'm looking at something, and I be talking to one of the employees, and he goes, "So how's your day going?" "Oh, not too bad. Just pull this thing out." He's gonna be looking at me like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, up here where I live, you definitely get some good looks over that. The scene up here is mostly all mouth to lung vapors.
Now, Monster Man, you got to bring that September when you come down.
Oh, I will. And I'm also going to bring the Lipo PWM one too. I'm going to bring its I don't know, would you call it its brother or would you call it its cousin? Because they both run on different systems.
Let's call it the cousin.
Cousin, okay. So I'm going to bring the cousin, the PWM one, up with me as well. The PWM will run the Mason 40, and then the DNA is going to run the Colorado.
Nice.
Big mods, big drippers, big coils, power.
Oh, are you going to do that versus on next Saturday, or are you going to do a separate live stream for it?
More than likely it'll be a separate one.
Okay.
Because if we're doing the Dysfunctional Family show with multiple panels going, it'll be hard to see the.
You said Salad was busy, so I didn't know what you had decided on.
He's up in Iowa right now, and he'll come back, and then we'll all ship up to Canada.
You said he was going to be busy that Saturday, or him and
TKAT?
Yeah, TKAT had plans, so you
Yeah,
didn't know what you were going to do.
This weekend is what they're doing that this weekend, and then next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say they're in Iowa this weekend.
Yeah.
I didn't know what Saturday you were talking about, so I just assumed it was when you guys were up there.
Yeah, but I won't bring my rig. I'll be stopping every 250 miles just to fill up. I'll tell you one thing, though. That sport mode on that truck, it's scary at times. Because here's what happened. Somebody, this morning when I went after work, I went out to breakfast. I had to take a friend I work with home. And as I was leaving his part of the neighborhood, somebody decided to run a red light, and in the process, I ended up cutting him off because my light was green. This son of a bitch tailgated me for like 3 miles until we got to the highway, continued to tailgate me, and he's like, I can look at my rear view, he's flipping me off and shit. I hit sport mode on my truck, I got on the gas, got on that highway, and I went, bye, bitch.
See, not me. I would slow the hell down. They'd tailgate me and shit. I'd slow the hell down.
That's why I like that I drive a manual.
I was just about to say, if they're tailgating you, just ride first gear.
Normally I would, but it's just like, normally I'd be the guy to stop and get out of the truck. But I know how crazy some people are in today's world, so I wasn't going to take the chance. I was too tired. I was still suffering from a bit of heat exhaustion, and I just needed to get home so I can cool down and get some rest. And so I'm like, peace. 385 horsepower, wide open on the highway. And for a 4,500-pound truck, that V8 can move. Especially when you can feel the rear end hunker down before it takes off. This is actually a pretty good show.
Jack, so you're going to come say hi to Uncle Monster? Come here. Come say hi to everybody. Hey, go over there.
Watch him hit the button to take you out of Zoom.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Dysfunctional Family, folks.
His biggest issue is we'll be sitting and he'll literally climb up on the couch to try to grab one of these because he's freaking, he just goes like, no, back away. Stay away from my stuff.
Yeah, he's a bit grabby.
My granddaughter comes over. She grabs my juice bottles and runs around with them.
Those I usually keep in here, but
So the people in chat, do you guys have any 4th of July plans? You know, feel free to get in on the conversation.
talk to everybody. My buddy.
Let's see what we got here.
We've had some guy that's just been wasting his money. He's got all these big ones that you should be shooting off at night because you can't see during the day. And he's out there just every fucking day popping them off.
Of course, I'm a bit of a pyro nerd. One year I decided to take like 100 Roman candles and tape them all together.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I went to a armory where they had fuse wire. And I went and bought, like a good 15-foot spool of it. And I tied to all 100 little fuses on the Roman candles and all twisted them up together and just went. Yeah, don't do that. It becomes a little unstable at that point.
We used to have Roman candle fights, but
well, the combination of the heat and the rate that the fireballs were coming out of the tubes, they were starting to shoot off from the bottom because some of them would ignite prematurely. Clunk.
That's my son.
You grabbed my snagging rod.
But it's not as funny as one year at my cousin's house, 4th of July. She had this big wooden stand made for mortar rockets. She mounts the tubes onto the stands, and then she'll fire the mortars from there. Well, this fine 4th of July weekend, there was a big old breeze, and one of the tubes that she lit decided to fall over. And guess where it was pointing? Right at me.
we did that one year. We had one that tipped over, and just before it tipped over, a car had turned the corner. It tipped right towards that car and shot right underneath the car. Yeah, we got hollered at because that was a cop car that it shot under.
I bet that. But here's the thing, though. That cop's bunghole probably went.
It was legal to be shooting off in Iowa. At that time, it was still, illegal, but they just kind of let it go. Yeah. Our 4th of July got shut down that night.
Yeah, you couldn't drag a pin out of you couldn't drag a pin out of that cop's ass with a bulldozer.
No. She was quite scared when that came shooting at her.
Well, it's not every night you get a glowing fireball flying at you. Hell, the mortar that was pointing at me, the mortar that was pointing at me actually hit me right in the back. Yeah.
Ouch.
It was actually a good thing I had my riding jacket still on, so that padding had a little bit of protection. Definitely singed some hairs though on the back of my head.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, but we're gonna cut the stream right here because I got some stuff to do. I gotta get done. But still, though, I always like to come on here for at least an hour just to hang out with everybody and shoot the shit for a bit, kind of say what's on our minds. But folks, I do appreciate and love you all for tuning in. Thank you to Spike, Nate, and Joe for coming on the panel. But does anybody have any closing words they'd like to say?
Sure. Stop over, check my channel out, Vapor Joe M on YouTube. Also, check out Trucking Show tonight. Starts at 9 o'clock, I do believe it is.
Which will be 8 Central for anybody in the Midwest.
We're discussing the recent suicide of a YouTube creator, so should be a good show.
Yes, go check out Vaping Joe M, then go tune in to Truck and Vapes' show here at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, which will be 8 o'clock Central. Spike, what about you? Any closing words you'd like to say?
I don't know. Yeah, just along the lines of what we were talking about earlier, you know, vape what you can afford, vape what you like. And if you need some really good coils, go to Vapeaholics Anonymous over on Island Distribution. And when you order, enter in coupon code MonsterMan to save yourself 20%.
There you go.
And if you're not already, subscribe to Monster Man's channel and Vaping Joe M's channel for some awesome vaping content.
Very well said, my friend.
And if you guys want, go check me out over on Instagram at Spike Vapes. And, you know, I post up periodic pictures of vape stuff. But yeah.
Nate, what about you, man?
Well, since Sal's not here to say what he usually says, be safe, know your builds, know your mod, know your limits, and keep track of all your stuff and where it's at. And hopefully I will have my first juice review posted here in a couple days, so if you have time, go check it out.
Yeah, go give him some love, give him some support, get his channel going. My closing words. Like I always agree with Salad, I'm going to agree with Nate here. Know your batteries, know your mods, know what you're vaping on, be safe, keep track of your stuff, and if you're on a Facebook group and somebody asks a question, it doesn't hurt to take 30 seconds out of your time to just give them an answer and to help them out. And guys, thank you so much for watching. And like Spike said, go to Vapeaholics Anonymous. Use that coupon code. Give Mitch some love, guys. He makes some great coils.
He really does. He really does.
But guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Go check out Nate the Vaping Rider. Go check out Vaping Joe M. Go give Spike on Instagram a follow. And guys, until next time, Monster Man Vapes, Spike Vapes, Vaping Joe M, and Nate the Vaping Rider, signing off.